Hi, Flosstube. I'm Lori, and welcome to Once Upon a Stitch. Today is Monday, April 18th, 2022. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's overcast here in New Jersey. They're predicting rain for later on in the day. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. If you're a regular viewer, I'm so glad you're spending your time with me. And if you're new, welcome. I hope you like what you see. I hope you subscribe. I hope you comment. We have a great time here. So I've been told. Anyway, welcome. Just wanted to give you a little life update before I get into everything. On April 10th, we had a little dinner. The boys came over with the family. So we were 8, and we celebrated Sal and my 43rd wedding anniversary. And the next day, that was April 7th. April 8th was my birthday. So we did it all together. And I did it the day before my wedding, the day before my birthday, so that I can say I was still 24 when I got married. Next day I turned 25. So if you want to know how old I am, just do the math. Anyway, so we had a nice dinner and cake and, getting the grandchildren together, even though there's a difference in age right now. And Gianna's just starting to crawl, but she sits up really well. So trying to get Caleb to interact with her a little bit. It was a lot of fun. And Amy posts a lot of picture on her Instagram and on Facebook. If you ever want to see pictures, it's under Amy Toporek, Toporek. She had that, she uses her maiden name for her social media. And so it's always there on Instagram or on Facebook, if you ever want to see pictures of the fam. Anyway, what else? Oh, so yesterday was Easter. So the boys were here. And then when I say the boys, I mean their families as well. And my mother-in-law, sister-in-law, her boyfriend, and my niece and her family. And I haven't seen my niece since last year. She was supposed to come for Christmas, and they never made it. And I had stitched the Little House Needleworks bookcase for them, or bookshelf. And that had all the authors, and I rushed to get it done, and I was so happy that I got it done. I got it framed, and then they couldn't make it, and we only found out a couple of days before Christmas. So I gave it to her yesterday, and she just loved it. So just the fact that she enjoys it and can't wait to hang it up and appreciates what I do in order to finish it. So I'm thrilled that she liked it, and she can't wait to put it up. And Easter was fun. We did an Easter egg hunt in the backyard for Caleb. He did it at his other grandma's house as well. So he knew the drill, and put eggs all over, and it was chilly. It was really cold yesterday, and it was breezy, so it made it even feel colder. But he wanted to be out there, and he wanted to look for more eggs even when they were all gone. So we had lots of fun. Okay, let's get into this. Cindy from Cindy's Cross Stitch, I'll put that down below, contacted me and asked me to participate in an ornament exchange that she's hosting in July. She asked, I explained to her that at this year I can't. I'll explain that later on, but right now I couldn't. But she asked me if I would talk about it on my channel, and I said absolutely. If you're interested, she's hosting an ornament exchange, and you have to watch her video. I will write the name of her channel and her video, what to look for, below. It's called Christmas in July Ornament Exchange, and she'll give you all the details of, I think you email her first that you want to participate, and then she'll tell you to email your finished ornament by a certain date to her. And what she's going to do in return is she's going to make a video of everybody's ornament, and before she mails them out to the people that are participating and who's supposed to get it. This way, and which is a great idea, and she's willing to do it. I think she's going to ask for money for postage for it to be sent to the person. So, but watch her video. She explains it really well. And she's doing it because a lot of people can't go to retreats and they don't have somewhere where they have stitching buddies where they might want to do an exchange themselves. So this is a way that people who want to participate can. And I believe it's only to the people in the continental United States. All the details are on her video. And again, I'll link it. I can't link. I'll just write it below and then you'll have to look it up. Okay. I'm going to do this real quick because this was a wonderful present that I got from Carolina cross stitcher Kathy. Her husband Peter makes these. And she said that she would let me give one away on my channel. So what you're going to have to do, I'm going to do the random number generate because there's only one giveaway that I'm doing, and I figure I do it right here. It's somebody else's gift that's giving it to you. So I'm going to pull right on air and hope I don't make a mess out of this. And you are to give me your full name, address, and email. If you email me, just put it down below because sometimes I can't figure it out because it'll just have your name and it might not have your email address. So put it in the body of the email. I'll put my email below and I'll also put my Instagram name down below. If you wanted to send me a message through Instagram, that's fine as well. So I need your name, your address, and your email address. And then I will forward it to Kathy and she will contact you and she'll work out the details with you and she will mail you one of these. So we have for the Bee Scout 104 people put in for this. So there's no red marks on here yet. And I have my phone here to do the random number generator. And so it's 104, generate number 35. I hope you saw it before it went off. So 35 is, let me circle it, and I'm probably going to butcher this, Mousseau, Mousseau, and I had said, what are you looking forward to stitching? And she said, Hidden Tulips by Rosewood Manor. And there's her name, number 35, Anne Mousseau. I hope that's how you say it. And contact me, and I'll get your information and pass it on. So thank you for all participating. And thank you so much, Kathy and Peter, for being so generous in giving out 2 of them. And then anybody's interested, they have an Instagram page where they list items on Sundays. I don't think they did one this past Sunday because I checked. But they usually put new pieces that he makes that are for sale in there. Beautiful, beautiful work that he does. Okay, what's next? Okay, Sandra, who won my giveaway last time, sent me a lovely thank you card. Look how beautiful. I love flowers. They're so pretty. With a lovely note inside, and she sent me some patterns. And she says if I don't use them, I could give them away, and I think the drawn thread will eventually be one that I'll be giving away. Not today, but soon. But these particular patterns. Sandra, thank you so much. It was so kind of you. I really appreciate that. Who doesn't love getting patterns? I mean, anyway, thank you. And thank you for participating. Okay, what I wanted to show you was some previous finishes. The last time we were together, I had stitched this pillow from Lizzie Kate, Flip It, April. And this time I put the backing on correctly. And this time it's stuffed. And so I have another couple of weeks that I can put that downstairs. This is a previous finish of a pattern of a friend of mine that gave it to me. And it's going to be in today's giveaway. She has some markings, but I was able to read it, and I think if I can read it and stitch it, it's legible. So I just want to show you, this is Think Spring by Lizzie Kate. And a previous finish also, because I didn't finish anything really this other than sewing up that, stuffing that pillow and sewing up the back. Getting ready for Easter was a lot for me. So anyway, this was Brenda Gervais. I think it was called Easter Parade. And I just finished it like this. And what I do is I put it in an Easter basket with some grass at the bottom and some eggs. Just a simple. I think I did a plate, and I just kind of went like this, and then brought the two sides down evenly. And there's no batting in here. It's just straight mat board with some like a lace trim around it. And the last one I'll show you is from Tra La La. I think this was called Easter Eggs. Wait, Easter egg? No. Hunting for eggs? Something like that. Can't remember. But it's the Tra La La collection. I love her patterns, and I found that fabric. And then I just had some, I don't know what this is called. Trim. Let's call it trim. And I hand stitched it around. I gathered it first and then stitched it down. I found that easier. So those are my previous finishes. Okay, so what have I'll save haul for last. What have I been working on? Well, April was a new month, so I have new starts. And this is in no particular order. It's just in a basket that I keep after I start stitching them. This is Hands-On Design pattern, and I just fell in love with this pattern. It's Resting Beach Face, and I started it on a 28 count Jubilee called Ice Blue, and this is how far I've gotten. And I didn't want to put it down. I really enjoy that. So, this was a planned start. I have some unplanned start too. Okay. This was one of the 6 that I had started. What was it? A couple of weeks ago. We did it over a weekend. My stitching group. We did 3 new starts one night in 3 hours, and then 3 new starts in 3 hours the second night. And this was one of them. It's just a small Lizzie Kate home. And this will go. That's one of the giveaways today as well. I'll go over that later. And I finished it, and I put it in a little frame. I got this frame at Hobby Lobby. They had a reindeer came with the original pattern, but that was not, I don't know where I got that pattern, to be honest, and there was no charm with it. So I just looked in my stash and I found a star. So I put, trying to get the glare out of that for you. And I found this little frame at Hobby Lobby, and it was like when you're waiting in line and they have like some carousel on top of a thing where they have things, and it was a magnetized thing up there. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to call these things. A display, and it was a magnetized display, and this little frame was on there on a magnet. So I took it and I says, you know what, I think it was like $4. I says, I'm going to take this because you never know. And I thought it was so cute in there. So I guess I did have it fully finished. The next one I started new. And this is Opening Gambit by Long Dog Samplers. And this is, if you're not familiar, it's a chess, kind of like a take on chess. And they have chess pieces, and up in this corner, it says your move, but it's hard to see it. Let's put it up here. Your move. Oh, and maybe as I stitch along, I will see other things in it. So I put my start. I missed my long dog, so I had to get another one in there. And this is the beginning of page 1. So it goes down from here. I'm getting closer. And this is stitched on a 28 count white Lugana. 2/2. And I'm using Anchor Black. Be interesting to see how this one moves along compared to the Templar Prophecy. This was a new start that I did in the hour, and I was doing the Lizzie Kate Mouse one, that. And this is stitched on perforated paper, and I finished the little mouse. I added a button, and I just put a piece of wool felt in the back. Okay, another one done. Let's see. This pattern, not the pattern so much, but what I did almost had me hang up cross stitch, like for good. The pattern is, I love the colors in it. I love the sentiment. I wasn't going to stitch the words. I was going to just stop here anyway. But it's from Cuore e Batticuore, and it's Easter in the Sun. Little boy, little girl, and I just love the colors. Just gonna stitch this on a 16 count clay Ada. It's white art. And I put it in the Q-snap. I picked it up. I started stitching. I got that much done. I got the first cloud done. And I was... Oh, I'm seeing it backwards, so I'm like confused. I stitched this cloud and I started stitching the second blue cloud. And then the 2 days were up, so that means next new thing that I'm going to start. When I took it out of the Q-snap, I realized I put it in the wrong place. I was supposed to hold the Q-snap this way, and so now I don't have enough room to finish it. So I was like really upset, to say the least. So I was like, I don't think I'm going to ever cross stitch again. But what I decided to do is I'll finish that blue cloud, and then maybe I'll do like the plant and a chicken. And that, like, just make it a small little thing. And then next, but right now it's on hiatus or on hold because I don't want to figure it out right now. But I'm going to restart it on a different fabric. This was a little stiff for me and I wasn't really enjoying it, so maybe it was like a blessing almost. But I mean, I would have plowed through it, but it was just the wrong orientation. So that's on timeout for now. Let's see. Okay, this was a start that I had. I put a note on here. I'm like, what is this all about? And it was, I wanted to share a story with you. This is Lizzie Kate, and it's called Snail Mail. And I was laughing because when I was a stay-at-home mom, I couldn't wait for the mailman to come. Well, letter carrier, they call him now. I couldn't wait for the letter carrier to come to get mail. And I didn't care if it was junk mail, bills, advertisement. It was my like keeping in touch with the outside world, because there was nobody that lived next to me that I knew to get together with. When I had James, I was living in the Bronx. After I lived, okay, little history. when I was 20, my parents bought their first home. We moved out of the Bronx and we moved to New Jersey. And my mother moved to a town where her brothers and sisters lived. Some of them. One was out in California, but for the most part, the majority was in New Jersey. So we moved into that town. When I got married, I moved back to the Bronx because my husband was living in the Bronx and he was working in the Bronx as a letter carrier. So it just made more sense. So I was able to, I used to work for the phone company years ago, and it was just a matter of, it was before divestiture where they're all different phone companies. It was all one big company. So I put transfers and I was able to get one. So then we had James and I became obsessive. I didn't want to leave him with anybody. And my husband allowed, I say allowed because I was making just as much money at the time as he was, if not more. And to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom. But I had to count my pennies. We lived paycheck to paycheck. And so the mail was my contact with the outside world. And so snail mail. Not besides my husband working for the post office. It just it reminds me of like when I'm looking for mail all the time. Now the mail can come, it could sit there. It's mostly bills. Oh, anyway, here's my finish on snail mail. And I really think it's adorable. I'm going to make it a little pillow, I think. I don't know. I just like it. Anyway, I get into these little stories sometimes. Sometimes I think about what I'm going to talk about with you guys and what I want to share. And I always I say, I'm going to tell them this, I'm going to tell them that. And when I come here, I'm like the brain doesn't work and I forget. That's a big part of my age, I think. The next one I started this was a pattern that I waited a while for, but it came, is in all things be exceedingly diligent. And this was the accompanying piece to And Be Kind to One Another by Needlework Press. And when I was setting my goals for the year and on WIPCO, it was to complete the alphabet at the very top, the whole length of the piece. So I started it and I managed to do that, but that's all I did. And because I made a mistake on the Easter one of the wrong orientation, I made sure I had the right orientation, and I gave myself the smallest margin to make sure that I had enough room at the other end, and now I have too much room here and not enough here or at the top. So it'll be something I'll most likely be framing myself. So I got the whole alphabet in. And this is stitched on a 28 count vanilla swirl Lugana. And it has some very light modeling in it. And I thought when I was kitting this up, I thought it was going to be using the same colors as Be Kind to One Another, but it doesn't. Be Kind had hand-dyed fabrics, hand-dyed floss, where this is mostly, if not all, DMC. Okay. This was an unplanned start. And it is Snowflake by Works by ABC. And I'm just trying to push that back down, but I was going to initially just stitch this inside piece here and make it a little pillow because I was trying something on this fabric with new threads. But I think what I'm doing is I'm going to do it up to this square outside border and then finish it up as a pillow. And then eventually maybe I might re-stitch this and I don't know. I just love the way it's looking right now. And what I did was I started this. This is on an 18 count, Picture This Plus Mystic. And I started stitching this 2 threads over 1 on 18. and I felt that it was really, really thick. So what I did was I took one strand of it and I did a little test up here. And I left it there because this gives me the orientation that this is the top left-hand corner for me when I put this back in my Q-snap. And I used a variegated silk by Dinky Dyes called Cloudy Skies. And I used a little shorter thread because I felt that it kind of, not frayed, but it got fluffy. There's the Dinky Dyes. Is that upside down? Let's see, it should be this way. Dinky Dyes. And the number is 10 Cloudy Sky. And it's a variegated light blue. So that was what I wanted to see how it would look on this dark fabric. And I really, really like it. And I started in the center on this. So I'm going to do these squares all the way around. And I think I will stop there and make it a pillow, or I might go one more round around to the diamonds. But see, then these diamonds stick out here. Like these are lying flat and then these are sticking up. So I haven't decided which, but I'm not going to do these outside ones because I want to make a small little pillow with it. And I really love the way it's coming out and the variegation in it. And I really enjoy stitching this. And it went pretty quickly. That was for 2 days. Then I pulled out. I made a working copy because sometimes the book is too far away from me. Buckleberry Sampler by Rosewood Manor. And when I pulled it out, I was trying to figure out where I was going to stitch, and I realized I hadn't finished the rows that I was supposed to have finished. And what I mean by that is I had stitched, I have to stand out so I can show you, this R here, but I hadn't stitched the T. I stitched the S and this row of flowers. I left the T out, and I had gone to the U, and I started this row. Well, when I said I'm going to start with the T and then do the V, and I think I have this one flower left. I realized that not only was the T missing here, but these flowers were missing here. So I had to finish these 2 flowers, the T, and then I had to finish this flower and leaves. And because it was a page cut off, I just automatically went to like the pattern for this because they're identical. What I didn't realize was this swirl that I stitched this swirl here over here, but it doesn't belong there. It ended, so with the V took its place. So I had to do a little frogging, and then I put the V in. So now both those rows are finished, and my goal this year was to finish row U to V and then W to Z. So I finished the W, and I started those flowers there. So let me show you. This looks like close up. And I really think it's a beautiful, beautiful piece. I love stitching on it. It is like a couple of stitches of one color, and especially like in the center motifs where there's flat repeating flowers, is, you know, a little bit of this color, a little bit of that color. So that's why I kind of like when I can work across the row and then like put each color in on each piece and move forward, instead of having to rethread and needles with different colors for all at the same place, if you understand what I mean. I hope you do. So that's my piece on Rosewood Manor. And the goal for the year is to get W to Z done, but if I can go further, that would be great. What I also did this past Saturday, I had a little bit of time, and I made a list of the whips that I'm working on, the whips that, or the new starts that I'll be starting that will become whips, and make a list of things that I don't think I'd be able to finish because they're just too large, and I only work 2 hours a month on them. And I was like, I think I'll have 28 or 29 to carry over, and that's including 13 that I have to finish, so that that number doesn't become larger. So I kind of got a little nervous. I said, will I ever finish these? I do have a lot of large ones, and here's one of them. This is from the sampler company, Brenda Keys, and this is the, it doesn't put the pattern. This is the Wisdom sampler. I know by the tree. And the last time you saw it, I had stitched the blue basket and the center motif with my initials. So I went to the other side. So I had stitched the blue basket. So this time I started up here, brought the vine down, brought the border down, did this basket of flowers, the angel, the bird, and I started the two roofs. Those are two different, one's black and one's blue, bluish gray. Cartouche, that's the word, I couldn't think of that. Cartouche, that was the last thing I had stitched. So this time I stitched everything to this side of it. And I met my goal, my yearly goal on this was to finish everything above the houses. So I did that. But I did not have this one on my Whipco board. So, okay. And then the final one. This is the last time I work on black fabric. I did not enjoy it. I took it out of the plastic. This is Stitching with the Housewives, Gingham Greetings, and I was stitching the red truck. I had started this, these were one of the 3 that I started for the 3 hours one night. And here's my finish on that. I put a little snowflake ornament on it as well. Charm. And that's it. So 2 more that I have started during that 6 for 6 are larger, and I won't be able to finish them right away. And then we're planning to do that in July again. So I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. But I said I was going to do it. I'll do it. And then I'll deal with it next year. Alrighty. So that's everything that I've stitched on so far. So now I'm going to do a giveaway for some new, haul first. Okay, we'll go first. I was able to mark off my square for number 5. I did not put them in order. I haphazardly put numbers in boxes and then wrote down what I was going to stitch on. This one was the top alphabet, and I finished that, so I was able to mark that off. These 2, and this one is marked off. These 2 are still pending, which is the sampler company. This is the Scottish House sampler. I had to put 18 hours. I didn't get 18 in yet. And Little House Needlework Kringles. It was to stitch the first floor of the store. And I only finished the first block of that row. I have 2 more blocks to finish, and the bricks and the mortar. So that's where I am on Whipco. I wanted to share this with you. I picked this up on Amazon, and I brought it with me when we got together at Needleworkers for a stitching couple hours. And this is what I use to hold my pattern on. And this sits on a tray table in front of me. And it does come with this. You can take it off or leave it on. However you want to hold it, you can put it up here. It's so you can mark what line you're at. And what I like about this one is that these 2 things here, if you're holding a book, you have a wider space for that. You have a piece of paper. I don't have anything large enough right now, but they move to hold it in place. Like they go all the way back. And they'll hold your paper in place if you're not using like a magnet of some sort to hold it. But this is magnetized. I could put a needle minder on here as well. But what I like about this one too is that you can do it at different heights. And then when you're traveling to bring it somewhere, it lies flat like this, and you can put it in your bag. So I really am enjoying this. This was about $13 and change on Amazon for Prime. I don't know if it makes a difference, Prime or not Prime, but maybe you have to pay for shipping if you're not Prime, if you don't spend enough. So I just put in paper stand holder and saw what came up, and I selected like that. Okay, haul. My book came in. I know there was a delay in these books arriving, so I will not do a flip through, because I don't like it when people do a flip through on a book, because I like to be surprised. So I'll watch them, but I'll just fast forward it. This morning, I went to Needleworkers, and they were having a sale. So, they were having a sale. And on Friday nights on their Flosstube under Silk Weavers, they do a sale. They show up, what they're selling, and all you have to do is say "me, please," and if they know you, they'll put it aside for you. And if you don't, then you have to contact them and tell them your name and number, your name and whatever your information, and they will get the package together and mail it to you. But because I live close and I go there, they just put it aside for me. So I picked up some things from that, and then I also shopped today. So one of the things I picked up was Primrose Cottage, and it's called March 9 Patch. And this year I had a few items for St. Patrick's Day, and I put them all together, and I liked the way that little area looked, and I says I can use another 1 or 2 pieces for that, but I do need a lot of spring stuff that I'd like to put around downstairs, that spring and summer, that I'm going to look for. Those are my goals right now. This is Hands-On Design, and it's F is for flag, red, white, and blue. One of these square pillows, and they didn't have the beads in, or pins, but it comes with a little felt. So I'd like to get that done. Then I picked up this from Leela's Studio, and this is called Spring Parade Set 2, and this one's Spring Parade Set 1. And I think they're so cute. Obviously, I won't get them done this year, but definitely. Then I needed a thread, and I picked up needlepoint silk, and this is Iris Blue. And I picked this up to do some kind of monotone on this piece of fabric. It's a 14 count called Ocean Tide, and it's a small piece. It's only 11 by 18. But I think a lot of spring stuff I like on blue. And then I picked up from the sale, this was Romance, 14 count. It's showing up a little blue, but it's actually like a lilac. And then this one is Blueberry, 14 count Ada. These are 10 by 10 pieces. Let's add one, no, 2 more. This one is Deep Lilac. And again, 14 count. And this one is Paradise Blue. So I picked up a little sled. I think I had one, but more for the finish that I just did with the little mouse. And then I picked up this. There's a pattern that goes with this. Something about having coffee first. And they were out of the pattern, but they're going to order it for me and put it in my folder when it comes in. But in the meantime, I did buy the coffee holder. I think this is so cute. There, you can see it better. Then I like this for, what is this called? Postcard of Love. But I like this for spring. And I only like from this border here and the rose. And I like it like that, not the alphabet or like that. Basically like that. So, and also from Rosewood Manor, You Are My Sunshine. And it comes with the buttons. There's a button in the flowers and then a row of buttons on the bottom. Something like this is more of a challenge to me with the buttons to make sure that they're straight across. And then I got this Bent Creek Signs of Summer. And this is only 48 by 80. So I like that. And that was my haul. Okay. Giveaways. Okay. You have to be 18 years of old. You have to be 18 years or older in order to participate. You have to be able to share your address with me either via email or message me on Instagram. Do not say giveaway in your message to me. I will delete the message. Do not say any form of a freebie. Just put a number down. And here we go. The question I would like you to answer is, what fabric do you like to stitch on the most? If there's a particular stitch count, Aida 14, Aida 16, 18, 20, linen, even weave, 40 count, 36, 100. I know there's some out there. So anyway, what's your favorite fabric to stitch on and what count? And these are the giveaways. And you just have to write the number to enter. The first one is You Had Me at Flamingo by Hands On Design. And that would be number 1. The second one is With Thy Needle and Thread, Pumpkin Farm. And that would be number 2. Number 3, these were, somebody gave them to me, and one of them I stitched and one of them I didn't because I can't stitch them all. So I have to share. This is the one I showed finished earlier in the video by Lizzie Kate, Think Spring. There is markings on the pattern, tick marks of the lines, but I was able to stitch from it and it came out beautiful. And then this one also will go with this, and this is a sampling by Anne, which is a reinterpretation using motifs from the Anne Grant reproduction sampler, and this is Shakespeare's Peddler. And this one just has markings in the back of what color thread she used to make sure she had it. And the NPI silks, there's this is done actually in silks. Let's see, the model was stitched with the silks. You use DMC, your sampler will look different. A DMC is in parentheses. Okay, so they do give you the DMC equivalency on that one. And then the last one, number 4, is going to be this Bent Creek one called Turkey. And I stitched this one, and these are buttons at the bottom. And I put it on, I finished it on a flat, and I put it on a pumpkin, and it was really cute. So this is one. Then the home that I showed you finished, and that's without the buttons and without the charms. And then another one I put in here is Family, Lizzie Kate Family. So those 3 will be number 4. Okay, don't forget to answer the question of what fabric you like to stitch on. And I think that's it. Okay, here's my calendar so far for April. Birthday. And I have yet to fill in the second part of the month. Here's my Flosstube note. I have some stickers inside the book. Oh well, let's take it all out. And so here we are. Over here, today I'm going to be stitching on Mary Clayton by Hands On Design for the next 2 days, and then move on from there to enter what I'd be stitching on. So I'd like to come back either on the 30th or the 1st of May for a Flosstube and give you an update of what I've been stitching, picking the winners. Today is the 18th, so what I'm going to say is the giveaway is going to end, this time we'll do a week, Monday the 25th at 11:59 p.m. So once the 26th of April hits, I won't be accepting any more entries into the giveaways. Okay, I hope you enjoyed my little video with you today. I hope you enjoyed your visit. I hope you give me a thumbs up and like the channel and subscribe, and come back next time. See, maybe you're one of the winners. Pray for peace throughout the world and be kind and stay well, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys, love you. Mwah.